Welcome to Tales from the Fandom, a podcast that brings a special guest out of the multiverse and straight to you. And now your host, David Ginsburg.
Hey everyone, welcome to a special Tales from the Fandom episode. There was a recent meme going around that was name two fictional characters, and I will tell you which I would rather date. And so I posted it on my personal Facebook page, and I got a lot of questions, and I figure I'll go ahead and answer them. So thank you everyone for asking the variety of questions and throwing out who would I rather date. The following questions come from Amber Dubrick, and she asked if I would rather date Hermione or Ginny from the Harry Potter worlds. And if it was up to me, I think I would rather go with Ginny. I think she'd be a little bit more of the spontaneous one. I would definitely be on the sidelines cheering for her at Quidditch, and I really just think it would be a lot of fun. Plus, I mean, she's got a bunch of family, and there would never be a dull moment, and I'm very introverted, and I could see Hermione and I working out, but she's super smart, and I don't think I could be what she's looking for overall. So it would be Ginny. Amber also asked if I would date Ron or Harry. And, you know, I think I'd have to go with Ron, sticking with the Weasleys, just because dating Harry, you never know who's going to try and kill you. And that's pretty much about it. The next one from Amber is Leia or Rey from Star Wars. And while I love Leia, I think I'd rather date Rey. I think she and I would be more compatible. I think she'd have a lot of life experience, and I'd love to just get to know her better. And then the last one from Amber is in the Twilight fandom, Jacob or Edward. And you know, I will go with the werewolf Jacob. I'm not into sparkly vampires at all. Aurora from a previous podcast episode out in Vancouver asked in the Percy Jackson universe if I would rather date Percy or Frank. And I would have to say Frank. I love Frank Zhang so much. I really love his personality and his really just tender-hearted self. I like it. So if I was dating one of those, I would date Frank. Jaquel asked a few of them, sticking with the Riordan verse, the Percy Jackson verse, Annabeth or Hazel. And that's tough, but again, I'm going to go with Hazel. I like her personality. I love her backstory. I love her. I mean, she's just overall a super sweet character, and I really just gravitate towards her more than Annabeth. Jaquel also asked for in Leverage if I would date Parker or Sophie, and instantly the answer is Parker. I think my tastes are way out of Sophie's realm, and I think Parker and I, as she has progressed through the series, is very much, I'm very similar to Hardison, and I see us getting along, but I am also very afraid of heights, and I do not think I could do any of the stuff that she would want to do. Maybe like going up in a tower, but definitely not rappelling down or doing any of the craziness that Parker does. Another previous guest, Rebecca, asked if I would date Anya or Cordelia. And the instant answer is Anya, because I love her quirky personality. I love her amazingness. She is just totally great, and I'm not a big fan of Cordy, so I would definitely go with Anya. Sunshine asked if I would rather date Cersei from Game of Thrones or Bellatrix from the Harry Potter world. And that's a really tough one, but I think I would rather go with Cersei. I don't really have a good reason, but I can't see myself being with Bellatrix, especially what she did to Neville's parents. No way. Jared Easley asked if I would rather date Willy Wonka or Vizzini from The Princess Bride. And it depends on the Willy Wonka that we're talking about. I would not date Johnny Depp's Willy Wonka, but I would totally date the original Willy Wonka over Vizzini. I think he was fun, strange, quirky, but I think we would be a better pairing than any of the other two, New Wonka or Vizzini. Previous podcast guest Jim Ryan asked if I would rather date Thanos or Darkseid, which I think that's how it is on the DC side of things. And I'm not familiar enough with Darkseid or Darkseid, so it would definitely be Thanos. At least he's committed to a relationship, regardless of who that relationship is with. So that's a fun one. Jennifer Lynn asked if I would rather date Santana or Quinn from Glee. And that is probably one of the toughest questions that I've had to answer. I love them both. They are both characters that I just care about so much. I would probably date Santana because I think she would bring me so much out of my comfort zone. And I think that maybe I'd be a good balance to her, but in the end, maybe I would marry Quinn. I know that this isn't like a dating and marrying thing, but I think I would date Santana and marry Quinn. Jennifer Lynn also asked Rose or Dorothy from the Golden Girls, and I would definitely have to go with Rose. I like her character. It's been a long time since I saw Golden Girls, but it's a lot of fun, and I think, all of the characters are great. The only one I don't connect with is Blanche, but I like Rose. I would go with Rose. Dwayne Moorhead asked if I would date Jon Snow from Game of Thrones or Lucifer from the TV series. And I'm not familiar with Lucifer, so I'm going to have to go with Jon Snow simply because he knows nothing. I know some stuff. And I would be almost the Sam Tarly to his Jon Snow because I connect a lot with Sam, so I could definitely see us working out dating-wise. And that's it. So thank you all for listening. The month of June is coming to an end. We've got a great month of July and August coming up. The July schedule is already posted. You can find it on the Facebook page. August is still being worked out. We are actually wrapping up recordings this week, and then we've got a few scattered in July, so that will be pretty much the end up until around November, and I'll start picking up doing new recordings again. But we've got a lot in the can, so to speak. Again, if you'd like to help support the podcast and the other podcasts that I'm working on, which includes Tales from the Golden Yoke, which is a conversation with my sister Laura about her farm and ice cream shop in Montana. And we also have Tales from the Five Nations, which is a Savage Worlds Eberron actual play podcast that's going to be recording in a few days. So hopefully that will be out sometime in July as well. But we do have a Patreon site, so you can help support. Basically, all I'm trying to get is enough for hosting costs. Right now, Tales from the Fandom is $20 a month, and other than that, I take care of everything else. So I'd love it if people helped out. If not, that's quite all right. I'm totally down with doing what I do. I enjoy it, and it's a lot of fun. So you can go there. It's patreon.com/talesfromthefandom. Everything that's posted there does eventually get posted on our Facebook page, but there will be some sneak peeks on some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that's being worked on, in case you're interested. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for supporting the podcast, listening, providing feedback, and I will talk to you guys again in the future.
Thank you for listening to Tales from the Fandom. Subscribe to us on iTunes or your podcast app of choice. Follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/talesfromthefandom to see photos, links, leave feedback, and check out upcoming guests. If you'd like to be a guest, email David at talesfromthefandom@gmail.com.